So welcome, Nadine. I'm so excited for you to share your magic. I did a little introduction and I shared that we just came out of a big paddle in Costa Rica together for your feminine leadership training, which was so beautiful to witness and be part of. And so excited for you to share your workshop, The Embodied Woman, today.
Yes. Yeah, it's interesting because I was there the whole time you were sharing that, and you were like, I can't see her. So I don't know what was going on, but I was here. I heard all of that. But yeah, Friday, I don't know if Friday 13th is meant to be a day of technology interruptions, but seems like it is. So thank you for having me here. And yeah, I'm excited to spend this next hour with you all. Yeah, just going into a little embodiment process and really creating context around what it means to be embodied. As Tanya mentioned, you know, she just came and supported my embodied feminine leadership training, which was all about this. And I really feel as though being in your feminine really means to be in the body. So if we're working with feminine embodiment, feminine work, it really is about that. The feminine is that relationship to the earth, to the body, to the sexuality, to the lower chakras below the heart space, you know, our root, our sacral, our solar plex, like that's really the dimension of the feminine. The more human aspects, you could say, you know, whereas the masculine is more like above the heart, the throat, the third eye, the crown, more like ascension practices. And a lot of what we see in spirituality is taking our energy up and ascending and, you know, going into the love and light. And it's often, you know, not so much talked about the like embracing the darkness and the body and sexuality, and often we're disconnected from that, you know, in a lot of religions and even spirituality. It can be a lot of bypassing of the human and all that comes with that, which is the sex, which is the emotions, which is the body. So being on this path of embodying your feminine is really just about returning back to the physical body. And so that's easier said than done, you know. I remember when I went to one of the first like women's workshops back in the day. It was like a womb workshop, and the teacher was talking about, you know, listen to your womb, like what is she saying? And I'd been living in my head for up until that time, you know, early 20s. And it just made no sense to me at all. I was just like, what does that even mean? Like, how does your womb talk to you? You know, so it was very disconnected from listening and being in my body. And I'm curious if anyone here has that experience, like when I bring up what I've just been talking about, like feeling safe in the body and being embodied, do you feel disconnected or connected to your body? If you want to write just a little sentence, your experience, I'd like to see where everyone is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So we're all in different spectrums. Yeah, that's interesting. You hear the voice in your body, but ignore it because the world told you to. Yeah, that's a big one. And also, you know, listening to that voice in your body, in the womb, is really your access point to your intuition. So as women, that's one of our superpowers, is our intuition, and, you know, knowing things that aren't of the logical mind. We just have that gut instinct, you know, literally the gut, you know, the womb is speaking to us. That saying, like, your gut instinct is really because of that. Like, your body gives you a signal, this doesn't feel right, or this feels like a yes. And the mind is often saying something different to the body. So when we can start to really listen to our bodies and the wisdom that it has, it strengthens that intuitive superpower that we have. And, you know, there's so many things on developing intuition, so many workshops and techniques, but I really feel, yeah, once you come into your body, the intuition it's always there. It's just that it's being overridden by the mind and the logic, which we're so taught to rely on solely just logic. You know, we grew up in these education systems and society that just favors logic over intuition and the unknown. You know, the feminine is that unknown. It's like the mystery, and we're all drawn to it, but it takes a willingness to trust things that aren't backed by data or logical, often making sense, you know. Yeah, I'm just gonna read a few more of these. We'll go ahead. Okay. Yeah, so I fully feel you. There's a lot of kind of common themes here. Feeling, not trusting and disconnected from the body. So it's been a journey for me. You know, I haven't always been the embodied woman, and, you know, that's still evolving as time goes on, as deeper layers go on. You know, I personally experienced sexual trauma from a really young age, and so I didn't feel safe in my body for many, many years. It was it just didn't feel safe to be in my body, because that was where a lot of pain and suffering got created from such a young age. So that's kind of what drew me to this path, you know, to heal sexual trauma and also to heal body image issues, you know, because when there has been sexual trauma, often there can be, one of the manifestations is, can be eating disorders and body image issues, because it's like wanting to gain a sense of control over something, over the body, you know, but it's still a disconnection. So I have been on this path for, you know, over 20 years, since I was 14. And it's been a journey. So it's not just like, oh, you're just going to drop into your body straight away. If there's been a lot of trauma, that can be a process, you know. And I feel that's really the main reason why we aren't embodied, because we've all experienced some level of trauma in our life, you know, whether it's soft core or hardcore trauma, you know, even just feeling an unsafety in the home, you know, as a child, it can lead to feelings of, I don't feel safe here. Like, literally the root chakra is your home. So it's like, okay, I don't feel safe in this environment. I'm just going to check out. You know, one of the main responses to trauma is disassociation, leaving the body, because it does not feel safe in the body. So we often, you know, check out, and our energy basically comes from the root chakra, where we feel, when our energy is rooted in our root chakra, we have a solid foundation, we feel firmly planted on the earth. It'll come from that root and just kind of move up and blast up into the higher chakras. And when the spiritual energy lives up here, that's when we're just like super in our mind, often in spiritual bypass.
Nadine, you're stuck in case you hear us. So you're frozen. We can't hear you right now. Oh no, it's frozen. Okay, let's wait until she comes back. Maybe Friday 13th is about something technical. Yeah, I didn't even realize it's Friday the 13th until 1 minute before I hit record. Ooh, okay. Okay, let's see if she can come back. Until she comes back, I would love to hear how this landed so far. How do you feel when you hear these things dissociating from the body? And do you feel, what does it bring up in you? Sounds very true to me and what I need to shift out of. Yes. Association is my safe space. And that's the thing, it sounds so easy, just be in the body, but it requires a descent into all the memories and all the pain that's lingering down there. Because even if the mind forgot, dissociation helps us that the mind can forget, but our body still holds this pain and holds this trauma. But we can release it by going there, by feeling safe to feel it. What about the others? Do you feel it's easy for you to be in your body, or is dissociation also something?
I want to say that I feel touched because I often experience this in the past and sometimes today, this dissociation, this checking out of the body if it's somehow not feeling safe.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier times I wasn't aware of that very much. So maybe like I had this major surgery where I lost my uterus and 15 years ago, and I feel a lot that I checked out at that time. Maybe it's not everything coming back yet. And I think there were lots of things in the years before where I disconnected, and and sometimes it's hard to come to the body. I'm also a yoga teacher, not really teaching, but wanted to do this for myself. And this time I felt more in my body. I'm doing yoga, I feel more in my body doing yoga, but it's also always, there are always times where I disconnect again. Maybe this is how it is. Maybe it can also be broken, this circle of disconnection.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And it's also, for me, it helped to see that I'm not alone in this. Like so many of us, especially if we're empaths, if we grow up in not easy family systems, it was like we all shared, it's a safe space to go, to zoom out and to not be in the body. But we can choose every day, like with little steps and little practice. We don't have to go all into our core trauma. Like I did this beginning of the year, and I cannot recommend to do this alone and to go all in, because it's a very scary place. For the first time, I could understand why people commit suicide, or why, there's alcohol addictions and drug addictions, because it's a lot to feel this pain. There was a reason why we dissociated, because it was too much to feel in the moment. But if we are in these safe spaces where someone holds us, who's met themselves there, or where we are surrounded by sisters that just see us in our pain and we see we are still loved, this is where true healing can happen, and where you can reprogram your mind and really become aware when you dissociate and to come back into the body and to ground yourself, and to be able to ground the root chakra, like Nadine said, is so important. Okay. Empowerment out. Okay, amazing. So I'm gonna give back to you.
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah. It's interesting because the power has never gone out since I've been here. So yeah, this often happens though when I'm working with these frequencies. I don't know. So I'm back and hopefully it stays on. I can't remember, like, I don't know where it cut out, but can you remind me where it cut out? I can't remember.
Yeah, we were talking about dissociation and going back into the body, like really feeling.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that's usually, why we are disconnected and in that frantic kind of state, or on overdrive, and just feel like, we're just on go mode all the time. And there's like the nervous system is so overstimulated in that space that we're not dropped in, into this deep presence. And so really the path of the feminine is a path of coming into the body and descending back in. And that often isn't a blissful love and light path, because you have to face like some of the things that are trapped in your body, which are emotions and emotions that are associated with traumas. And that's not always, pleasant. But really, once we can feel and express and release what it is that's inside of us, whether that's anger, like repressed anger, or fears, or sadness, or grief, like whatever it is, that these emotions that are just like trapped inside of us, they're energy and motion, emotional energy. Once we can feel them and purge them out, release them, give them an expression, then it creates so much more spaciousness for us to actually inhabit the body and rest and feel safe in the physical body. And when we're in that space, that's when we're in that parasympathetic nervous system and very, dropped in, and we can make more informed decisions and trust our intuition more. We can feel more pleasure because we're actually feeling the subtle sensations, moving through us. And so, it's if people come to me, women come to me a lot, and it's like that's the main issue around sexuality, as a manifestation of not feeling embodied, like not feeling pleasure or having trouble orgasming. And so, I'll take them on a journey into feeling. It's like, if you want to feel more orgasmic pleasure, there has to be a journey to feel what's blocking that free flow of pleasure moving through you. And that's really the path of the feminine. And so it takes bravery and willingness to go into the underworld, essentially, and face what's there. And it doesn't have to be so scary, it's just emotions. They just want to be felt and given an expression. And often what is inside of us are these frozen parts of us that, if we experience something as a child or a teenager, some sort of trauma or just some sort of emotion that didn't fully get a chance to run its course through our being. Maybe we felt it, but we didn't feel safe to fully express our anger or express our sadness or our frustration or express our voice, if it was some incident. Then what will happen is that emotion will get frozen inside of you, and often we'll be like stuck in that psychological state for as long as it takes to clear it. We'll just keep playing out the same patterns in partnerships or in our life because we're still stuck in a childlike psychology that hasn't fully felt what wanted to be felt back then. So that's really a big part of my work is, the tantric path. It's not all like roses and, tantric breathing and orgasms. It's like there's a purification process that has to take place first. And that's really a journey. So we can purify our vessel, our emotional body, so then we can actually start feeling our sexual energy moving through us and channeling that through our body. So obviously today we're not going to be going into like opening up your deepest core trauma. That wouldn't be safe in this container because we only have an hour. This is something that I do with clients, like more on a journey together, and there needs to be safety and trust built, which takes time. So today I really just wanted to take you through just a simple somatic presencing practice to really invite you into presence and what's actually happening inside of you. First, by looking at what the sensations are in your physical body. And usually what's happening in your physical body in terms of some sort of, uncomfortable sensation or maybe some pain or like it just feels like blocked. You might feel like a sore stomach or bloated or maybe some pain in your neck or it just feels tight. So what's underneath the physical is always an emotion. It's always linked with some emotional energy that wants to be released. So often when we go into the root cause, the emotion, the physical then clears. And this is just such a simple, powerful practice to do, just to drop you into your body, into presence, and into feeling. So, yeah. Any questions before we dive into that? Or any comments? If you want to type it in the chat. Someone said that something which I see many of us didn't get this from our mothers or grandmothers because they weren't taught to embody their body as women. Yeah, that's a huge thing. And a lot of, even personally, the women in my lineage, abuse was a common thing and it was not dealt with. So it was almost just like, that's just what happens, and you just kind of keep charging through and kind of numbing out to actual abuse, like pretty hardcore abuse. So it's almost like our generation now is doing that work, to clear, so we don't have to carry that. Yeah. Okay, so let's just start. We can't use music, can we? You said no music.
No, it's going to be blocked unless you have music that's not going to be blocked on YouTube and Facebook. There's some songs that can go, but do you have a song in mind? Yeah, I know some that I could play, like some they don't block. Do you have a song in mind?
Yeah, if you want to play just something that you have that's like more like a meditation type.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so while the song's getting organized, if you want to just preferably sitting on the ground if you can. So if you're in a chair, like try and find a space on the ground, just so you can really feel yourself, your root rooted in and you're not elevated off the ground. Even if you're in an apartment, it doesn't really matter because you're still on the ground on the apartment. So finding somewhere where you can sit comfortably with your legs crossed or your legs just straight out, just whatever feels most comfortable. And I'm going to invite you to take your hands to your womb. So your thumbs together, your pointer fingers like this, and you're going to place like a downward triangle over your womb. So your thumbs are at your womb, your belly button, and the pointer fingers are touching. Just to bring presence to a deeper part of you. And first of all, you're just going to start by taking some deep belly breaths. So we're really going to drop into a rested state. So taking a deep breath in through your nose and expand your belly as much as you can on the inhale. Hold the breath and then exhale out the mouth. So we're going to do this breath for a few rounds, but you're going to inhale for 4 seconds. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Expand your belly as much as you can. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale out your mouth. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale out your mouth, just gently opening, relaxing your jaw. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Just a couple more like that. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Fill up your belly as much as you can. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale out your mouth. 2, 3, 4. Again, inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 2, 3, 4. And one more time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Just relax. Just coming into a natural breath now. Keeping your eyes closed, staying present with what's happening inside of you. Okay, and now I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath in just through your nostrils and breathe the breath into your third eye. And just focusing at your third eye. And then exhale out the nostrils. Just doing 2 more like that. Inhale. Breathe up into your third eye. Exhale out the nostrils. One more. Inhale into your third eye. And exhale, and just keep breathing in and out through your nostrils and focusing at your third eye and focusing on a beautiful golden ball of light at your third eye. And on your next exhale, you're going to send this golden ball of light at your third eye down the front of your face, down past your throat, down past your heart, past your solar plex, and let it go past your womb and all the way down past your yoni, and just circle back to rest into your tailbone. And you might want to just take one hand now and just place your pointer finger and middle finger at your, like just pressing against your tailbone and just massaging your tailbone, just really bringing awareness here, breathing into your tailbone, into your root, the deepest part of you. Deep breath. In and out. Breathing in and out into the belly, but really sending that breath into the tailbone to bring awareness into your womb and your root. And now bring your hand back just to rest over your womb in that downward triangle. Keeping your eyes closed, staying present with your experience, with your body, noticing that tendency to want to open the eyes and see what's happening, and distract from what's actually present within you. Now, with that golden ball of light, you're going to breathe it up your spine on your next inhale, up to your crown, and when you exhale, just send the golden ball of light down the front of your body and let it split into two and send the golden beams of light now down your legs. And then inhale, breathing up from your feet, this golden energy up into your pelvic bowl, up the front of your body, out your arms, back up your arms into your neck, and down your spine. Each inhale, you're going to wash up your body with this golden energy, and then exhale, wash down. So just doing that 3 times, just really presencing every cell in your body. Inhale, breathe up. Exhale, breathing down from crown down to your feet. Inhale from your feet up to your crown. Exhale, crown down to your feet. And one more sweeping breath like that. Inhale, feet up to your crown. Exhale, crown down to your feet. And just noticing now as you've dropped a little deeper into your body, presencing the physical body, just noticing what's happening on a physical level, just asking yourself, what am I feeling physically? Maybe there's some tension somewhere in your body, maybe some pain, maybe some orgasmic energy, just any physical sensation that you're feeling. The first thing that comes that's the strongest right now, I'm going to invite you to place one of your hands on that part of your body. Yeah. And really now presencing what's happening here where your hand is, just by taking some deep breaths into that part of your body. And then exhale, open your mouth and let out a sigh. Inhale, breathe into that part of your body. Exhale, let out a sigh. One more like that. Inhale, breathe into that part of your body. Exhale, let out a sound or sigh. And now just really bring presence to this sensation, really reaffirming what you're feeling by saying to yourself, I'm feeling tension in my neck, or I'm feeling butterflies in my stomach. Like whatever the sensation is, I want you to speak that just gently, like quietly to yourself, or you can just say it in your mind to really validate your experience right now in the physical. And now breathing into that part of your body again, that place where you're feeling that sensation. And I'm going to invite you to express a sound that matches that sensation. So it can be a louder sigh, or it can be like a groan, or like a frustration sound, like whatever it is, just breathe into that part of your body and let out a sound that matches the sensation. Again, inhale. Exhale, let out a sound. You can see this sound as a powerful tool to break up any stagnant energy that's happening in this part of your body. One more breath in. Exhale, let out a sound. And now you're going to go into a movement. How does this sensation want to move? Like if you ask where you're feeling the tension, what does your body need right now? You know, maybe it's like some shaking. Maybe it's just, you know, swaying from side to side, or circling your hips if it's something in your lower back. Just with your hand there, moving however your body is asking you to move. Stick with the movement. And then when you feel ready, you can add the sound. So breathing into that part of your body, sounding through that part of your body, and moving. So 3 aspects that help alchemize any stuck energy. Just staying with the physical. Just a few more moments here, really moving through it, sounding through, opening, creating space with your breath, sound, and movement. And now, keeping your hand there over the physical sensation, I'm going to invite you to visualize that what we've just done is kind of just peeled off a layer of an onion, or like a petal of the rose. You know, it's just started to one or two layers have just opened up, and now I want you to ask yourself, what are you feeling? What's beneath the physical sensation? What emotion gets activated? Maybe any memories that have arisen during this practice, any memories that come to mind when you feel that pain or that tension. Maybe it was something that happened earlier today that you didn't fully feel through, or maybe it was something that happened when you were a child. What are you feeling emotionally? Just breathe in. Each breath in opens up space, and each breath out, you're just like a layer is just getting shed, a layer of armor, a layer of the onion, whatever visualization comes to mind for you, that's inviting you deeper into your emotional body. Whatever emotion is present for you, even if it's numbness, it's still an emotion. I want you to now breathe into that emotion and give that emotion an expression. How does it want to sound? How does sadness sound? How does numbness sound? How does frustration sound? And just express that with some sound. Breathe in. Exhale. Let out some sound. Keep with it. Breathe in. Exhale. Let out the sound that wants to come through you. Feeling any emotion, allowing yourself to feel it. You feel tears want to come, let them come. You feel like you need to scream, let yourself scream. You can scream into a pillow. If you want to just make random weird sounds, just let yourself express whatever wants to come through. It doesn't have to make it sound pretty. Breathe in, let out a sound. And now, how does that emotion, how would that take a shape in your body? If it's, for example, fear, how does your body, maybe it curls up into a ball. If it's sadness, maybe, you're just like holding yourself, like holding your eyes or holding yourself in fetus position. If it's grief, maybe you're open. If it's orgasmic energy, maybe you're moving your body. How does that emotion want to express and move through you? Let your body express it. Let the emotion take shape and form in your body, through your body. Maybe you want to shake. Roll around on the floor. Beat your feet on the ground. Whatever movement just spontaneously comes to you, let your body express that. And bring in some sound as you move. Breath, sound, and movement. Give your emotion an expression. Breathe, sound, and move. Just a couple more moments like this. Really see that layer going deeper, shedding another layer. What's beneath that? Allowing any memories, any anything that pops up into your mind, let that come through and let the emotion wash through. See it like water just washing through each sensation. One more deep breath in. Express some sound movement out. And when you feel ready, just coming back to one hand over your womb, one hand over your heart. Just staying present with what's happening now in your body. Noticing if some space has been created. Noticing if that physical sensation has alleviated a little bit. And I'm going to invite you now to, with your hands, just start to, with the fingertips, move your hands over, starting in your arms and your chest, down the front of your body, down your hips and legs. You're just going to trace your fingertips all over your body and really feel the subtle energy that gets felt as you really slow this touch down. And as you do this, maybe saying something like, I am safe in my body. My body is my home. My body is a temple. I love my body. Just really imprinting these empowering beliefs around physical vessel, feminine form, your feminine body. Touching yourself in a way that you desire to be touched, with full respect and reverence and presence. And focusing on a part of your body that you tend to judge or say negative things about. And just really giving that part of your body some love, touching that part of your body, letting your hands move over it, even if it feels a bit uncomfortable. Just really building that connection to that part of your body. Breathing deeply. Stay with those deep belly, womb-centered breaths. And long exhales out the mouth. And now you're going to move your hands somewhere where in your body that you love. So your favorite part of your body. Touching that part of you with full presence and honor, and love. And now just bring some grounding touch, so you can just, with your palms, kind of press into your feet to start, and start pressing through the calves, up your thighs, the inner thighs, just like firm pressure, just kind of like really like an earth touch, just really feeling yourself. Breathing deep, long and slow. And then feel ready, your hands just resting back over your heart and womb. Closing with 3 deep womb-centered breaths. Inhale, expand the belly. Exhale, out the mouth, open mouth. Inhale, expand. Exhale. One more. Inhale, expand your belly. Exhale. Rubbing your palms together and just placing your hands over your eyes. And slowly using your fingertips just to massage your face and feel ready. When you feel ready and present, I'd love to hear just if you want to share in the chat how you're feeling right now. Lighter, relaxed, present in your whole body and womb, relaxed but sad. Beautiful, yeah. Yeah, and this is really the key, is really relaxing our nervous system, when we are in that rest and digest, parasympathetic. We've just done this for 30 minutes, just simple practice to drop in. It just allows us to just become fully present, with what's there. And then it actually, things get to shift and move very quickly. It's just when we're in overdrive and frantic and kind of in that sympathetic nervous system that it kind of prolongs the sensations and the emotions, and amplifies them even. Like it just gets, it's almost like, like a child when they're throwing a tantrum. As soon as you come to it with presence, the child with presence, it just shifts very quickly, but if you keep ignoring the child and kind of telling them to move on to the next thing, that amplifies their emotional state. It gets worse and worse. The tantrum gets bigger and bigger. And that's essentially what is happening inside of us. We're working with that part of us, our inner child. So she just wants presence, and a quiet space to just relax and drop in and feel safe to feel and let energy, whatever's there, want to move. And yeah, I'm glad that we got to kind of do a little intro into that. And this is a tool that you can take with you, and it's very simple, that you can do every day. You know, just drop in, what am I feeling physically, and then move it with some breath, with some sound, and then go deeper. What's the emotion that comes? For some people, it can be very quick. The emotion can come very fast. But for some of you, it might be longer. So starting with your physical body and expressing whatever's there still moves energy, and you can do this every day. So it's a really powerful embodiment practice. I call it somatic presencing, really just presencing the body, you know. So yeah, I'm glad that you're feeling, I'm not glad that you're feeling sad, but it's good to feel what is there and know that this too shall pass, you know, like these emotions just shift. In a few hours, you'll be in another emotional state, you know. So it's just about acknowledging and witnessing, I feel sad. It's okay to feel that, and that helps it shift and alchemize. Yeah. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Nadine. That was very powerful. And everyone in the space, thank you for coming, for joining live. Do you want to share anything, how the women can connect with you and your word and your magic?
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram, Tantric Alchemy Official. Just right in here. That's where I kind of, you know, put all my stuff, all my offerings, and daily, not always daily, but maybe every second day, third day, I'll have free content on there and lots of teachings on there. And my website, you can find online courses that are more focused on pleasure practices and womb practices. There's the Creatress, which is about reconnecting with your womb cycle, and that's a part of that embodiment process as woman, really deeply being connected to the womb. The Creatress is for that. And then Pleasure Principles is the other course that is really about removing barriers to pleasure, feeling safe in your body, and then bringing in self-pleasure practices and tantric practices such as the jade egg to really feel safe in the yoni, you know, working with your sexuality. So those are some resources that you can do. They're self-paced courses, and I also do one-on-one coaching. And I've got a book coming out very soon, which is all about this. So you'll find that on my Instagram and website. So yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Nadine, and everyone. And we see each other. It's so confusing because we're spread around the world. So for me, it's tonight, but for you, it's probably tomorrow morning. For Shoshana's workshop, make sure to get the right time zone. And I wish you a wonderful day or night wherever you are. Bye-bye. Thank you, Nadine.
Welcome.